You're all trapped in here with me.
Period.
Hi, I'm Mason Saul. It's very nice to meet you all. When I was in middle school, I found a funny little game on Steam called Team Fortress 2. Oh, nice. I'm going to ask, actually, how many people here are familiar with Team Fortress 2? Ooh, a nice smattering of folks. I didn't expect you, Mal. That's great. It's good to hear. Let's go. All right, so as somebody who's been playing it since middle school, I've observed a lot of things about it. So honestly, let's just jump right into it. If it'll go. Hold on, wait. Which one? Yeah, there we go. Okay. What is TF2? TF2 is a first-person, class-based shooter developed by Valve for 9 years, released in 2007. It's been getting updated ever since. It's a sequel to a Quake mod. You don't gotta know what that is, though. I would liken it to Coco Melon for dudes who got access to a computer way too young, or Trans Woman. A lot of the time they shared a similar experiences last time. In the sense that it's like a lot of colorful flashing lights that you can stimulate yourself with for a while. So the most defining feature of TF2 is its class-based system, meaning that there are 9 individual characters that have distinct personalities, history, and lore behind them. And I want to go over them a little bit. As you can see, there's a lot of folks here. It's got a very cartoony art style. A lot of things to latch onto during this. So before I do all that, though, I'd like to do a little preamble for the lore here. So basically, in TF2 history and a storyline, there are 2 companies that control basically all corporations in the world. Fiction, I know, crazy. That is Red, which is Reliable Excavation and Demolition, and Blue, Builders League United. These 2 companies have been at war for several decades. It's by Redmond and Bluetart. These are 2 brothers who have been inheritance to a gravel pit. This is what this is all over for. It's a gravel pit property with a bunch of gravel on it. And they squabble over it by hiring other people to fight for it, by proxy. This literally goes on for decades. This is them now. It's kind of gross. And it, in fact, continues after they die. They're that petty. So, as you can see, we start all the way at 1850 with the very first mercenaries, which are the people that you play as normally and fight these little wars here. This includes Abraham Lincoln, Nikola Tesla, Billy the Kid, I think that's Davy Crockett, and John Henry, I think is his name? Yeah. So that, we go all the way up to 1930, which is a bunch of people I don't care about. And then here's our fellas. These are the guys we all know and love. So as you can see, they're very colorful characters. Let's start off with a really simple one. This is Scout. He was born in Boston, Massachusetts. 7 other siblings, totaling 8, I'm pretty sure. He can run really fast, and because of that, he can double jump. He can just do it. That's his thing. His real name is Jeremy. Pretty normal. Let's go into the engineer. He has 11 PhDs. He was born in Texas. He's a very smart feller. If I'm remembering right, his grandpa developed like a life-extending thing. It might have been his dad. I don't really pay that much attention. But it's like one of his relatives. You know, he's a cool guy. Let's get on to some really wonderful characters. This is a heavy weapons guy. He's Russian. He doesn't speak that great English, but he's not stupid. He has a PhD in Russian literature. This means he's not that familiar with the current language where he's at. He can heal off mortal wounds by eating a good sandwich. I feel the same way. And his gun costs $400,000 to fire every 12 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah. This is Sniper. He's Australian.
That's it.
Except he isn't.
Oh.
In fact, in TF2 lore, all Australians look like this. This is what all Australians look like, according to the history of this. And you'll notice he's not that, actually. In fact, what he really is, secretly, he's a New Zealander. New Zealand is actually Atlantis, by the way. This is what New Zealand looks like.
What?
Yeah, it sunk, and then it took the entire civilization with it. Crazy, huh? A lot of lore behind this. Moving on, we have Spy. He's French. We don't know anything about him beyond that. He can turn invisible. He's got like a cool 60s spy cloak watch. He can perfectly disguise his other team members by doing the incredibly advanced technical tactic of putting on a paper mask with his teammate's face on it. This is very convincing. That is the literal, actual reason he's also the father of the Scout. Ooh. Scott actually doesn't know this because he disguised himself as Tom Jones when he admitted to it. This is the actual panel where that happens. That is Tom Jones admitting that he is his father. And also, he carries a tiny Cornish hen inside a capsule that he carries with him at all times. Crazy, I know. This is the Demoman. We're coming up to the midway point here. He's Scottish. He was abandoned by his parents until he blew up his adopted parents, and they took him back. That's because his family has a long history of being explosive experts, and they abandoned him because he wasn't too good at it until he blew up his old parents. Also, he's got an eye patch, as you can see. It's because his eyeball is cursed and turns into a monster every Halloween. This is really what happens. It's called binoculars. This is Pyro. We don't know anything about them. Like, literally, nothing about them. They're crazy. We don't actually know his gender. They refer to him as he, him, so I'm going to say that here. He was a successful CEO at one point, entirely by accident in the comics. We don't know how that happened. We do know what the world looks like to him, though, which is this.
Oh.
which is a little different than what you would expect from a pyromaniac. Also, here's him on a piano. Oh.
He's bigger than that.
Coming up towards the end here, we have the medic. He grew up in a town called Rottenburg, Germany. He made a device that heals all of your wounds as a side effect of whatever he was trying to do, which was not healing. He literally ripped off the devil in the comics, and canonically died this year, if I'm remembering correctly. He lived for another like 40 years afterwards, and then he died like, I think beginning of this year. Yeah, 2023, if the math is correct. He also stole an entire guy's skeleton one time. He's also not a licensed doctor. This is a soldier. Hey, baby, this is the wackiest guy. I ordered these from most normal to least normal. This is the soldier, a God-fearing, patriotic American. He is not actually a soldier. He's, in fact, never been active, not in World War II. He just went to Germany and started blowing guys up.
Oh.
He's canonically lead poisoned. We don't know if that's why he's like that. It's just a thing he also is. He believes his entire team is Americans. They tell him that so that he won't go crazy. And also, he's roommates with a literal, actual wizard named Merasmus. Here's Merasmus. That's his roommate. There's a joke that he owes money to every mob organization on the planet. They do this every Halloween. He also moved out. Once he moved out, his wizard roommate became roommates with Tom Jones. Soldier killed Tom Jones. Here's him after killing Tom Jones. Yeah, so that happened. And the final point of info is that he can rocket jump by shooting rockets at his feet, which doesn't hurt him because he doesn't believe it will. Also, Abraham Lincoln could do that. In TF2 lore, this is a thing he could do. So, yeah, that's it. That's Team Fortress 2 lore for you folks.